Hey Libra, Ali from Indigo Ascension. Welcome to your monthly reading for August. If you haven't already, please do go ahead and check out the description box below where you're going to find links to my Facebook page as well as my website address to discover a little bit more about the work that I do as an intuitive energy healer. I also have an Instagram page, and on there I post the weekly quick reads. So they are brief 5-minute videos about the potential energies that the zodiacs may be crossing paths with for their week ahead. But on the YouTube channel, I do the in-depth monthly and fortnightlies, and the work is all dedicated to empaths, intuitives, and sensitives, those that are on the awakening path or journey. If that's you, please do like, share, subscribe, and let your other empath friends know. All right, at the start of every video, I'd like to do a cosmic compass, okay? So it's basically a snapshot of the energy at play, thanks to the planetary alignments, eclipses, full moons, whatever the case may be, just to give everyone an idea of what might be potentially impacting you on a cosmic level, because as above, so below. I'll incorporate intuitive messages and channeled intuitive guidance that I receive through tarot and oracle cards as well. All right, so August is a different flavor to July because we're coming out of the emotions, okay? And we're going to actually feel that in August. A lot of us will feel that collective energy. So I've been talking to a lot of clients that are like, it's really emotional time. This energy has been permeating all through June, July as we prepped for Cancer season. There's a lot of Cancer activity going on. Venus is entering Cancer as well. So there's this closing of an ecliptical cycle that Cancer and Capricorn have led. Same too, while we've got a lot of retrograde activity happening in Capricorn, same thing. It's like, what did we learn about the last 2 years? What has life taught me? And that's the gift of 2020, you know, it is the master teacher. What has life taught me? What foundations do I want to build moving forward? We had a full moon in Aquarius on the 3rd. Really offered the collective the higher view, and you can apply that to your own unique circumstances, whether that is the higher view of the past and how you've integrated that healing and wisdom, the higher view of your potential path moving forward and the plans that you wish to implement. That could be the higher view of your current circumstances and or challenges you may be going through. Take it however it resonates. Every one of us is unique, okay? We also have a new moon in Leo on the 19th, and we've got Uranus going retrograde on the 15th. Now, that's very much the oddball energy. It is eccentric. Uranus likes to be the individual, and it's great. Like, our society talks about it all the time. I want to be an individual. But does our society really nurture that? Are we really taught to maintain clean lines and fit in boxes and not upset the apple cart, you know? What does it really mean to be different? And the beautiful gift of Uranus is when he joins the retrograde party, he really is saying to all of us, you know, the other planets have already been here for a while, so they're really encouraging us. What are your goals? What are your dreams? Tell me about your meditations and your visions. Getting us excited about how to think about new structures and new rules and new ways to love, new ways to experience expansion, whatever the case may be. And then Uranus comes in and goes, that's great, guys. Libra, tell me what you're actually going to do about it. Show me. Don't just talk to me. And that's the beautiful thing. Uranus is who he is wherever he goes. He doesn't feel the need to be a chameleon. He doesn't feel the need to adapt to what's going on around him, to be accepted, to fit in. And that's the challenge, yeah, when it comes to our ego, when it comes to our soul journey and letting go of the constraints of ego. So we've been gifted this opportunity, you know, because our consciousness is activated on some level, Libra, and said, you know what, I don't need to do everything I've always been told I should do. I feel this thing in me. I feel this deeper desire to do things differently and parent differently or lead different careers. We experience this frequency in little ways and big ways. So that's the beautiful gift of Uranus coming to the picture. So August, naturally falling in Leo season, offers that reset and refresh, if you like, to the light body. It's being infused with that energy of the house that Leo rules, which is, you know, it's about joy, it's about fun, it's about the vibration of childlike innocence and enjoyment of life. So, you know, we get to ask ourselves, what brings me life force? You know, my connections, the way I do my routine, the way I do my work, the work that I do, how I spend my 9 to 5, take it however it resonates, what fuels me towards life force and what needs to change, what am I willing to act on. In the past, you guys are vibrating to the frequency of love. This is beautiful, really recognizing the value of the connections in your life. Perhaps underneath all of this, after a really reclusive time, is what I do want to say, Libra, drawing yourself away, making yourself lonely. Not that I'm not using that in a negative context. This to me feels like Neptunian energy, where I'm pulling myself away like the hangman. I'm removing myself. Redefining concepts of loneliness and actually discovering I love my own company is what I feel when I see that. And in the recent past, you've really activated this energy of love and making that definition unique to you, really looking at the connections in your life, really looking at the frequency of love. And when I say frequency, I literally mean the electrical frequency of how it reverberates through all aspects of your life. Doesn't matter what you're doing, you can vibrate to the energy of love. In the recent past, maybe I'm connecting into many Librans that wanted to change a couple of things, yes, but I don't, this feels like energy is good, really connecting into this mother hen energy of the Queen of Cups and really mastering my emotions and seeing how much in the past I've held myself back from so much and really allowed myself to carry so many things that weren't even mine to carry. This feels soul broad, it feels broad when it comes to soul messages, but I feel like this concept of love, you've redefined it, you've allowed more permission to feel it, you've given yourself more permission to feel it in your life, you're looking at it vibrate out of many areas of your life. Okay, the love card talks about I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. It feels really high vibrational. The change card talks about I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. The empathy card has also shown up for you, Libra. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Maybe you will be called to change the way you empathically love this month. How much or how many times have you given of self, energetically, emotionally, mentally, physically, to the point that it begins to feel like this? And now I'm not saying you did not love, you did not show love. But if what you were getting back in return was this, now I'm really centered on the frequencies here. This is not about people not returning the favor. We could literally be mothers. And of course, my 3-year-old's not going to be able to do for me everything that I do for him. And I'm not going to say, Eli, darling, God, I feel like our relationship is really imbalanced. Sorry. In my frustrations, sometimes I'm like, no, you know what? I am the boss. And what he's been saying is, I am the boss. I am your baby. So I am the boss because he watches a show called Boss Baby now. Sorry. I'm just telling my own life story. Sorry, Libra. I just wanted to, I'm feeling like it's not even the connections in, I'm using my son and the relationship I have with my little 3-year-old as an example. It's not like you would expect them. So this could be your adult child. This could be your love partner. This could be your best friend. Take it however it resonates. There was never a part of you that expected the equal exchange in return. It was never about that. But the energy felt like this at the end of the exchange. Now, this is very specific for 1 or 2 Libras out there, but you'll know what I mean. Maybe the way in which you extended that empathy, the way in which you extended that love had to change so that it didn't feel like this, and instead it feels like this. Doesn't have to just apply to romantic love. It can apply to any it can apply to any love situation, okay? Any connection that means a lot. There's freedom here. And the Lover's card, Libra, has shown up alongside the Devil card in many, many readings. And I've actually used it as powerful symbolism to show the zodiacs, how contrast they are. If the Devil card represents the way in which our society has taught us to love and connect, and it's really fear-based, it's about being, what do I get in return? But the Lover's card is all about higher consciousness love and 5D love, and we give from the heart, and then life just gives back to us, I'm really picking up on a specific vibration here of Librans, that it was never about getting something back in these very important connections. It was about the way in which you gave. So a part of you held back, and it was almost maybe even about worthiness, maybe even about the wounded healer role that you play, okay? We all do that as empaths. We all do that as healers for the specific roles we play within our families. We will empty our vessel because we deeply love them, okay? But maybe that is not actually the vibration of this love, because we have to love self. We have to be empathic with self in order to be that empowered empath. There's a difference between, you know, that dynamic of empaths that the world has known to date, where it has been about the empath versus the narcissist, and the empath having to be the sponge that collects everyone's stuff. Well, no. What if we had to take on board that role, Libra, to really learn the shadow aspects of empathy, of what we were doing wrong? It wasn't our job to be this martyr, this healer, this sponge, because ultimately we want to love them to such an extent that they can do this themselves. We don't have to keep doing it for them. You know, there's that saying, you can teach someone to fish, or you can give them a fish, and there's a very big difference. Like, when I die, will my children be able to genuinely do for themselves what I've been able to do for them? That's perhaps the most basic goal that a parent might have, you know. That's what I'm picking up on here, a very unique vibration of the way in which you connect to your own beautiful empathy, the way in which you connect to your own beautiful love, and something had to shift so that the exchange never ever made you feel depleted, okay? To a point that sometimes we can really harbor remnants of resentment too, you know? Take that however it resonates. Maybe you had to take some seclusion time to really see things from a whole new way. This other version of you that was wanting to come through, and deep down, you guys, you desperately desire peace. And that's a beautiful thing, but how many times have you allowed this deeper desire for non-conflict, or to not watch someone suffer, that you will then do it for them? You know, there's this ascension energy here with the 9 and 10 of Wands, that you've really ascended the way in which you understand your energy body, which is what the Wands rule. It's your energy, body, and vitality, Libra. I feel like this is really great energy. Like I did a video called The Awakening, or The Awakened Empath, on the channel. Holy dooly, look what's just shown up. There it is. I knew it wasn't going to be too far away. I've already explained it. I haven't even turned the tarot over. I've just been reading from below the tarot deck. See? This is our 3D consciousness. This is our 3D love, because we feel stuck. We feel like we have to. Whatever the case may be. This is our 5D consciousness. Love should feel like this. It should be harmonic. And even the number of the Devil card is 15. You know, 10 is about simultaneous beginnings and endings, a 0 field. But also the number of 5 is change, you know. They're still the same. This ultimately reduces down to this. I've talked for hours about this stuff in various readings. Like Scorpio had a really powerful reading in June, I think it was. But that's basically what the world tells us love should be, what connection is, and why so many of us fear it. And perhaps when it comes to unconditional love, our reality is very far from it, because the only way in which we've potentially experienced unconditional love is with our children. But even then, you see many, many cases that are really, really sad that doesn't happen. It turns into this sort of toxic dynamic. It's very rare for us to experience unconditional love in this reality that we're in. And maybe a part of this role, this job we have as empaths, we think we need to play this role a certain way. We think we need to extend and experience empathy in a certain way. We think we need to extend and experience love in a certain way. But there's been a balancing here about you really awakening to a whole new way in which to do so. You've really transmuted a lot of toxic energies, toxic beliefs. And when I use the word toxic, it simply is anything that gets in the way of this, anything that gets in the way of your high vibrational love energy. Like this, these are your cards. You knew when it comes to love and the frequency of love, something had to change. And what had to change is the way in which you view empathy, engage in your powerful empathy ability, and how you extend that energy to others. And there's a new way to live and love. And maybe that empathy had to start with self. Let's take a look. Yeah, you went through the timeline. You went through the past. What centers your reading is the Six of Cups, which is all about, you know, going back into childhood, going and reviewing the bonds in our life, okay? Really looking at the current bonds in your life compared to the bonds you've used to have. You have grown in your role as an empath, okay? Maybe August is about connecting into bonds from the past to really see how far you have come to, is what I do want to say. But this is congeniality. This is harmony within self. Like you've been guided to really lose the emotional heavyweight of this. And I feel like in many ways you have achieved it. Like your August is about you really embracing. Maybe you've spent the last 5 months in this healing mode, really transmuting, okay? Some deeper, heavier stuff when it comes to, because we have so much guilt. We have so much guilt as parents. We have so much guilt as empaths. There's so much stuff at play. There's so much stuff at play. Like I feel like I'm connecting in to Librans that for the last 5 months have that really been committed to each and every day, just letting go of anything that is toxic. And when I use the word toxic, you know, I can have limiting beliefs around my potential when it comes to my path moving forward, or my views on love and romance, or the role I play within family and friendship dynamics. Take it however it resonates. How you express the essence of who you are, Libra. You know, the last 5 months has been really about transmuting this. And maybe on some level, like I'm even going to say last September, was this va-va-voom energy where you really embrace this confidence and this strong knowing. And then in order to get to that next level of yourself, maybe there was this deeper stuff that you weren't quite aware of at that point. I don't know why I'm mentioning this now, but it's relevant. So if you've been wondering why it's been a bit hectic, August offers you a new way of viewing empathy, a new way of viewing love and connection. And look at this comparative, like it can feel like when we lose, we can certainly lose, but what was lost was that, so that you can gain this. And this relationship starts within self. Like it's this choice to be there because we want to, not because we're chained and we have to. And that can apply to connection, that can apply to love, that can apply to my life path, my job. Take it however it resonates, as I'm really tied to the rigidity of my consciousness and the beliefs that I've been grown in, lived by, because society has given it to me. That's what this year is about. And August offers you the light again in many ways. It asks you, you know, take a journey back, look how far you've come. What does soulmate, soul bonds, like this is what we learn from those connections that we thought was a soulmate as well. Like August into September, like you're going to be feeling this strongly in September, okay, Libra? It's a reconnection to the energy that was sparked last September is what I want to say. Like look back on how far you have come. Look back on your journey, how much you've processed, transmuted, learned about yourself. When it comes to your confidence and vitality, and that energy of the Queen of Wands is very much like she just feels herself, like she knows who she is and she turns heads. And it's not this ego stuff, it's just that genuine confidence. And you know, look at her, she is the sunflower. Like that's why that, you know, the whole analogy of turning heads, like sunflowers turn to face the sun. So follow your life force this month, really follow what lights lights you up from the inside out and makes you glow. And I think this frequency, this energy is similar to what you experienced last September. And if you took a moment and really went within at some point in August, you really will see how far you have come. Like, watch what you start to attract into your orbit by September this year. Like, August, I feel, is like this review and release period. And maybe in many ways between, you know, from June, May, June, was a letting go of the past on some level. And that could be whatever, you know, like you're ready to throw. You're ready to throw this Five of Cups energy. You're ready to let go of the heavier, denser emotions. And it's not about just trashing them and not addressing them. I feel like you have thoroughly addressed them on some level since May, since June, so that you've really processed and really understand what this was, so that you could create definitions around this for yourself, unique to you. Like whatever makes you feel confident and happy, whatever makes you feel sexy, and like standing within your empowered ability and confidence is going to be unique to you and you alone, and how you feel lucky about life and feel like you're pretty chuffed about how things are going, and that, you know, you've got your Nine of Cups, you've got your wish fulfillment. Like, that's the energy that will greet you during August as you embrace this energy of the full moon in Aquarius and take the higher view and embrace this energy of Uranus going retrograde, and really action, like what you need to do to make those changes, because you've done a lot of wisdom, you've done a lot of soul growth, you've done a lot of healing, I feel, and there's this different role, this ascension energy that's happening for you, graduating from the 9 to the 10 as you truly close something here. Again, 5, 6, 9, 10, a lot of graduation energy. There's 2 queens. Maybe you are connecting to a Queen of Cups energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Maybe you are connecting to a Queen of Wands energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Maybe those zodiac seasons were relevant for you on some level. Take it however it resonates. Maybe Cancer season and Leo season has been a really big help in balancing this understanding within self, okay? Let's take a look. I want to give you a healing card. I feel like your role as an empath, the way in which you view empathy has changed, all right? So if you haven't already, go ahead and check out the video I've put up on YouTube. Like I said, it's called The Awakened Empath, I called it, and I've used the tarot as symbolism, and it's about these big themes that I'm picking up on within the collective, okay? Healing card for my lovely Libra. Negativity, you've really released some negativity. Look at this. Maybe this story goes back to when, don't mind the motorbike, 17, okay? Maybe the last 17 years are relevant to some of you. Your role with negativity, how we've allowed, what we've perceived as toxic is going to be unique to us all. You guys deeply desire harmony and harmonic resonance. You avoid conflict at all costs, but at what point is that toxic to you? And then there's something here about you really changing this role you have played, like carrying the load that is the responsibility of others to carry. And we can apply that. It's easy to apply that in connections that we're in conflict with, where we're just like, oh God, it's justifiable because we're angry, you know? But especially when it comes to our love relationships and the relationships that mean the most to us, it's about handing over the reins sometimes for their own soul growth is what I want to say. There's this new definition around the empowered empath that I really want to get out there. It's a big part of the downloads I've been receiving since July. There's a difference. We're shifting out of that old victim mindset, you know. Negativity, release yourself from the negativity. Allow yourself, like there's connections here that you've had to sort of separate from in some way or another. Allow yourself, God, it's Friday, it's motorbike riding day. Allow yourself to experience, you know, the freedom of really not really being empathically connected to other people's energy fields. Allow yourself that disconnect time. I do that with my own children. Like in fact, I need to. It is like, I think any empath can relate. We need our defrag time, but really make the most of it. You know, I feel like in many ways, the last 17 days, so for the 3 weeks of August, it's going to feel like this finalization. I feel like it's just a rest period where you're transmuting the last of it, because I feel like in many ways you've done the work, Libra. Okay, you know, if you've been wondering why you're feeling flat, if you've been wondering why it's been a bit tough in the last few months, I very strongly feel it's because you've been processing stuff that's sort of just been sitting there for a very, very long time. And it's interesting how that energy plays out and how it can influence our beliefs and our fears and the choices and the way in which we connect, believe about love, trust, whatever the case may be, the way we do or don't put ourselves out there to opportunity, okay? It all ties in. It looks like a beautiful clarifying month for you guys, an ascending month, a new way in which to view love and empathy and how you allow that frequency, a new experience in your life, okay, is what I do want to say. But that was your reading for August, my lovely. I hope you got something out of that. Please do go ahead and check out the channel for your fortnightly readings, which will be on the channel shortly too, but Instagram for the quick reads. Until next time, if you like that, please do like, share, comment, and let other empaths know where to find the channel Indigo Ascension. Take care, Libra.